What is up, woke family? It's your boy Wokey Bucks, and I'm back again with another video. What they're hiding about the Biden family. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Hold on one second. All right, we should be good. We should be good.
Tale of Hunter Biden.
Purchasing crack from homeless people in LA.
The tragic tale of Hunter Biden.
Purchasing crack from homeless people in LA. Snorting coke off a stripper's ass. Being in and out of rehab 6 times. Today we're going to dive deep into the story of Hunter Biden. In this video, I'm going to talk about addiction. It is a very serious topic, and I'm not making fun of his addiction, but rather how privileged Hunter is, and he has had everything afforded to him, and he continues to throw it down the toilet, and just how he cannot get his damn act together.
White privilege, you got it easy. Chad,
This is my thing. I'm gonna say this though, Sneeko, my bad, bro. Not every white person goes through white privilege, bro. Right? I'm not gonna speak on the situation because I don't know how he grew up. I don't know where he grew up. I don't know the conditions in which he grew up in. The reality of the situation is that not every white person grows up with white privilege. Now, granted, are there a decent amount of white people that their children go through that or they go through that? 100%, but not everybody goes through that, bro. And I won't even go as far as to say that majority of white kids go through that. I don't know. I'd have to do my research on that. But let's continue, though.
Do you even know about this?
And for example, let's just say, for example, majority of white children do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak because this is an individual situation. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue, though.
He looks just like Joe Biden, right? Did you hear about this? Do you know what is about to be said in this video?
So the story of Hunter Biden starts out in 1988. He's 18
He does.
years old, and Joe
Wow.
Biden and the family are out on a trip
If that's what he actually looks like his dad. He's like a carbon copy. Wow.
by Jersey Shore. Everyone's having a blast until little old Hunter gets his first slip up. He gets arrested for narcotics possession. But did he get a ticket? Did he get some jail time? His dad did famously say we need to hold every drug user accountable.
We have to hold every drug user
Except my white son.
accountable.
But instead, he got a pre-trial intervention. Well, what's a pre-trial?
This is the power that these people have, man. This is why everything is a lie. You know who goes to jail for drugs? Black kids, Hispanic kids, me. You know who's still in jail for smoking weed or having a little eighth, having dime bags? Black people, Hispanic people. You know who gets off for like hitting?
I will say that I agree with where he's coming from to an extent, right? Like if we go back in the 80s and the 90s, the people who got busted for hard drugs and stuff and for weed and all those things are still serving jail sentences. Now, does that mean that a decent amount aren't out yet? 100%, but majority are, right? And let's be honest, like if we were to go off statistics, statistics shows us that at least 60% of black or 60% of people that are in jail right now are black people, right? So there's definitely some flaws in the system for sure, but at the same time as well too, it's just an unfortunate situation, you know. But let's continue though.
Hitting a kid while drinking and driving, white people. Power corrupts, bro. They can do whatever they want and then sign a bunch of crime bills, locking up all these people. And then still have a debate with like people who believe in the government still. And they go, Joe Biden actually signed some nice stuff. It's fucking dumb. This stuff should wake you up. The government does not have your best interest in mind, dummies.
Facts.
Biden's not a good person. They just have their...
You know, the crazy part about what Sneako's saying is that people don't realize that, and I've been saying this for a long time, they don't have your best interest at heart. They're just here to treat you like bots, and they want you to cooperate with them. Look like, let's break this down, guys. Let's break this down. Real talk, woke family. You feel what I'm saying? If we were to go back from the minute we were little kids, bro, we've been indoctrinated into the school system. You have to go to school. You have to get a degree to get a good job. Yada, 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 this and that, and the third. They never really taught you about things like money. They never really taught you about things on how to survive in the real world. But they taught you about theories and stuff, you know? They don't want you to be successful, bro. They want you to continuously live the things in which they're trying to tell you to live. But it takes somebody being woke to be able to see past that, you know? You got to be able to see the reality for the way it is. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Once you see the reality for the way things are, like things aren't going to confuse you anymore. But they don't want you to be woke in this matrix. But here on this channel, we promote it. Let's continue.
This game, you're not ready for.
Everybody just cares about themselves, ultimately. Everybody just wants to do the best for themselves. It doesn't matter if it goes against the laws that you're signing into place to incriminate black people. My son's smoking crack. Who cares?
Intervention. It's community service while having your record expunged. All of this while your dad is the lead advocate for the war on drugs.
And you guys really think, does anyone here really think that he's a better person than Trump? Like all the people in New York started celebrating like monkeys when Trump lost. Woo! Is this guy really better? Have you even seen Joe Biden make a speech? Think about it. Since he's been elected, have you even seen one speech from him? Or have you just seen memes of him falling over on stairs and not being able to walk? You don't even know one thing he's done since he's been the president. He's just a puppet, completely. Trump was at least funny. Trump was entertaining. Is he better? Probably not. Is Biden better? Everyone believes that. Like, yes, he's woke and he's liberal, so yes. Idiots.
The president says he wants to wage a war on drugs, but if that's true, what we need is another D-Day, not another Vietnam.
So he was given the chance to reform and have a fresh start being 18 and all. And just a couple months later, Hunter gets into Georgetown University to study history. He starts drinking a bit more, starts smoking Marlboro Reds, kind of starts partying more, and also starts to ramp up his cocaine habits. Quoted here, "Once I was hoping to buy cocaine, but I was sold a piece of crack, and I wasn't sure how to take the drug. I didn't have a stem," which is a pipe. "So instead I improvised. I stuffed the crack into a cigarette and I smoked it, but it didn't have much of an effect." Quoted from the New Yorker. It's 1993 and Hunter graduates from Georgetown and gets into law school. So
this is the privilege I'm talking about, and this is why you shouldn't trust anything. This is a degenerate crackhead idiot, and he's in Georgetown. Why is he in Georgetown? Because of his incredible grades, because of his intellect, or because of daddy's connections? Everything is a scam. Everything is manipulated. All the people in power do whatever they want while we struggle. So while you vote for this fucking guy...
This is the thing. I believe that there's definitely a lot of important topics that are being discussed right now. The reality of the situation is that a lot of things that are happening in this world government, right, that the elites are controlling, they don't want you to know the reality. They don't want you to know the truth. They want you to be blinded in this matrix. You have to be woke to all of the things that are going on to be able to see the bigger picture, you understand? And once you see the bigger picture, you're not going to question it anymore. Your goal is to escape the matrix, and that's what we've been preaching on this channel for over a year now. 2 years, actually. You understand? Let's continue.
They're doing whatever they want, making you think that they're good people. They're laughing at you. The best thing you could do is get money and prove yourself. Stop Biden tweeting about it. They're all corrupt. Every single politician is corrupt. Every single one. There's not one good politician. And if you can't name one and the whole government is comprised...
100% facts. I'm going to relate it back to my situation, right? So, like we all know on this channel, I'm Nigerian, I'm Igbo, right? You go back to my country, you're going to see that there are a lot of politicians that are corrupt in their own situation, you understand, and they don't really want the best for their people, you know. And I think it's important for us to really see the truth that most politicians don't want their people to succeed. They want to be able to try to promote their agendas, their own personal agendas through government and through the laws. And when you're woke, you're able to see the truth of the way it is. You don't deny it, but you see it. You understand?
Eyes of corrupt politicians. What does that say?
he's in law school, he starts partying even more. And while he's partying, he meets a girl named Kathleen. And after a couple of weeks of hanging out, she gets knocked up. And within 3 months of that, they got married. Hunter eventually graduates law school and he gets his first real job as a big attorney, working for the biggest donor for his dad's campaign, MBNA Bank. And he was
Now he works for a bank, bro. This degenerate crackhead who knocked up a bitch after 3 weeks puts on a suit, and because he's white, people respect him.
making the big bucks. He was making as much money as his dad was being a senator.
Come on, man.
And you think the game is fair? This guy's making as much as a senator, and he's a degenerate crackhead. Degenerate crackheads in Brooklyn just stand and
This is the thing. Sneeko, I get where you're coming from, bro, but this is the reality, man. We know that the system is not fair. Life isn't fair. Now, with that being said, what are you willing to do to be able to separate yourself from the pack? You understand? We have to get to a point as a society where we understand that life isn't fair. We have to be able to do what it takes. That's legal and that's godly in order to be able to succeed in our lives, regardless of what the masses think. That's the problem. We care too much about what others think. We have to focus on ourselves and allow God to handle the rest. You understand? It is what it is. Let's continue.
scream. And they're black. You're a white crackhead, work at a bank. Here you go. Daddy will pay for it. And you still believe in the government? I'm a Democrat and I'm a good person. Ugh. Bot.
Stop being so nice to women. Nice will never equal turned on or attracted to you. I know.
Come on, man. Come on, man. No, I'm serious. I'm being deadly earnest.
And this afforded him the ability to ramp up his habit. He starts drinking from the bottle. And he's doing this for about 10 years. And 10 years later, in 2003, his wife forced him to go to rehab. He was stumbling around. His crack habit was out of control. And within the month of going to rehab, he's attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. And Hunter achieved 7 years of sobriety. But then once 2010 came along, Hunter's on a business trip. He's flying home from Madrid. He decides, I'm gonna have 3 Bloody Marys. Knocks him back, gets back home. He continues to drink in secret for a couple of months. Eventually told his brother, and he went to rehab again. About a couple years later, Hunter gets a real nasty case of the shingles. Goes to the doctor and they prescribe him Vicodin. He's taking Vicodin for about a month, but once his prescription ran out, he started drinking again. And while on a month...
What is he really drinking for? What pain does he have? What demons is he fighting? He's just...
I can't... this is the thing. We can't really speak on that, though. Everybody in this world has their own demons in which they're fighting. But the reality of the situation is that every single time he goes back and goes to drinking, he's allowing the devil to work in his life. You understand? And when you revert back to something, right, or when you relapse back to something in which you knew wasn't good for you, you're allowing the devil to work in your life. That is going to be stopped with prayer. You got to trust in God. You got to believe in him. And you got to do what you have to do on a daily basis in order to be able to get past your problems. If you cannot get past your problems, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to succeed. Very difficult for you to become the person you know you're meant to become. You understand? That's just what it is. Let's continue, though.
Bored with life. Got nothing going on. It's just fun. I'm going to do crack. I'm going to drink all day. There's no challenge. Life is easy, and my daddy will pay for it.
Month-long drinking binge, Hunter decided he was going to join the military and serve his country at the ripe old age of 44. And on May 7th, he was assigned to the Reserve Naval Unit in Norfolk. So Hunter gets sworn in from a small ceremony with his father at the White House. And on his first day, Hunter had to submit a drug test. He submitted the test, and then just a few months later, he gets a letter in the mail stating that cocaine was found in the system. And under Navy rules, a positive test triggers a discharge.
But who cleared it up? Take a guess, chat. I haven't even seen this video. I don't know much about this story, but it's the same thing every time. Do you think he got in trouble? Do you think the judicial system... Fuck. Do you think the judicial system works? If Biden was really a good politician, if he wasn't corrupt, then he should go to jail, right? He should be convicted. What do you think happened? Take a guess.
But he was positive. It was not his fault. It couldn't have been his. So he wrote a letter. He got a team of attorneys together. And they said, we had no idea how this drug got in my system. and he suggested that when I was at the bar, I think I smoked a cigarette from these two black men, and it had to have been laced with coke.
Ah! But Biden's good. At least Biden's not racist. Biden's not as racist. Trump's a racist. Trump's a racist. I'm gonna vote for Biden because the blue means good. Dummies.
So he spent months debating this with his attorneys, with the appeals panel, but because of his past drug abuse and his rehab stints, they decided not to appeal. So the records show Hunter was discharged February 8th, 2014. And from there, the crack binge continued.
We have a lot of bad judgment in my family. My son, who's over 40, just joined the United States Navy, is about to be sworn in as an officer.
So just a couple of months later, from being discharged from the Navy for using cocaine, Hunter gets a nice cushy job on the board of Burisma, with no previous experience in energy, working at the largest Ukrainian gas and energy firm. And you want to know how much...
I believe in the system. I'm gonna vote because I'm a good citizen. Biden, yes, I'll take whatever you want me to take into my body. Yes, Biden, I'll vote for all the blue people. Biden's the good one because he said he's a liberal. He's better than Trump. I agree. Democrats are the good people. They're not racist, at least. Progressives are good. Ugh.
Hunter Biden made? He made $86,000 a month.
In the list that you gave me of the reasons why you're on that board, you did not list the fact that you were the son of the vice president.
Yeah, no.
What role do you think that played?
I think that...
Oh, no role at all. I earned it based on my merits because I'm a hard worker.
It is impossible for me to be on any of the boards that I just mentioned without saying that I'm the son of the Vice President of the United States.
Maybe this isn't a good idea to go and sit on the board of this Ukrainian company.
I said to you, in retrospect, I wish
right, but
that
at
my
the
judgment...
time, you never thought this might
In retrospect, I'm not accountable for my actions.
not look right.
You know what? I'm a human. And you know what? Did I make a mistake? Well, maybe in the grand scheme of things, yeah.
So right after getting this job...
Think about it. Think about it. Works for Ukraine? Pray for Ukraine! Ukraine! Let me not say too much, bro.
Up at Burisma, Hunter decides, I'm going to get cleaned up this time. So he goes to the sketchiest rehab clinic in all of Mexico, in Tijuana, to get the illegal treatment in the United States using the West African shrub plant. But then a couple months later, he starts using again. He's doing this for about a year. And then in June 6th of 2015, a very significant event happens.
Good evening. The political world tonight is mourning the death of Beau Biden, the son of Vice President Joe Biden, who succumbed to brain cancer Saturday at the age of 46.
His brother Joseph dies of a brain tumor. It's unexpected. It's a real tragedy. And during this time, Hunter starts using even more. And his wife forced him to go to couples therapy. And they reached an agreement that if Hunter started drinking again, he would have to move out of the house. And the day after their 22nd anniversary, Hunter left his couples therapy session, drank a bottle of vodka, and moved on out. A month later goes by of this. He's moved out, and he decides, I'm gonna get sober again.
I was being hunted.
I'm gonna just be honest about the situation. I mean, you can't really say much, right? Unfortunately, you can't really say much about the situation. All you can say is that you can pray for people, right? And that's not to say that I'm perfect or any of us in the woke family are perfect. But some people it takes them multiple times, to be able to get over something that you would have thought they would have been able to get over the first or second time, But to be honest, though, we all have our own vices in which we have to fight every single day. And it's just about fighting it every single day and fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. Let's continue.
Again, let's go to rehab. And he's really trying to show his wife that he was cleaning up. He wanted to make things work with her. So he's in rehab, and then all of a sudden...
A website that encourages people to cheat on their partners is reeling from a huge data breach. AshleyMadison.com executives confirmed this morning that their website has been hacked.
The Ashley Madison hack happens. And you know whose name was in the database? Hunter Biden. Not only that, his credit card was on file, pictures were on file, photos were on file. And because of that, Hunter and Kathleen finally decided to separate, not get divorced, due to the Ashley Madison hack revealing that he was cheating on her this whole entire time. And Hunter continued to use and fall down the dark hole of drug abuse for a couple of months. So Hunter decides to enroll in rehab again. It's a treatment program. And while there, he gets a call to go to a business meeting in Monte Carlo. So Hunter flies out while he's in the bathroom of a board meeting.
Guess what he does in the bathroom of the board meeting? I haven't seen this video. Take a wild guess, man. Do you think he was like pulling out some study? You think he was signing a crime bill? Wrong. Do you think he was like saving the progressives and championing for minorities because he's a Democrat? Wrong. Take a guess.
A stranger came up to him and offered him cocaine. And then Hunter started doing the cocaine.
Come on, man.
So when he came back from his business trip and went back to the rehab, he told his counselors about the relapse. But he refused to take a drug test out of concerns that the results would be used against him and published in the press. And when the staff insisted that you take a test, he decided to leave the program.
Rehab attempt 5 is wild, bro.
It's about a month later. Hunter and his dead brother's widow, Haley, went to the Hamptons with their children, really just trying to get away from it all. And Hunter would spend nights over at Haley's house watching TV, and Hunter stated, "I started to think of Haley as the only person in my life who understood my loss." They were starting to get closer and closer, while Hunter was still married to his wife. So Hunter, who was already moved out of his marital home with his estranged wife, Kathleen, somehow kind of dating his dead brother's widow, Haley.
You see what these people do with their power? When people get power, they're not a force for good. This guy's a vice president's son with the millions of dollars, tons of time to do anything, and he's just sniffing coke, cheating on his wife, and drinking, going to rehab 5 times, lying on black people. And you think that politicians are good? You really have faith in the system? Genuinely? You think that Democrats are the good people? Wrong. Bro, they're all corrupt. It's all the same thing. Stop attaching your morality to power corrupts. It is what it is.
He made plans to go head to a detox center in Arizona to get cleaned up.
Maybe this time he'll get clean. Maybe his 6th time in rehab.
While he was on the layover flight in LA, he got sidetracked. He lost something in the flight. He had to stay in LA for a week. So the minute he got to LA, he walked up to a homeless man and asked him, "Hey man, you know where I could buy some crack?" The man took him to a nearby homeless encampment where in a narrow passageway between the tents, someone put a gun to his head before realizing that he was a buyer. And Hunter returned a few more times to buy crack that week while partying.
Yeah, so the situation here is that I'm not gonna judge the situation, but I will say that if it's actually true that he was dealing with his deceased brother's wife, you don't want the spirit of your deceased brother to come back and haunt you. According to what they're saying, this man has gone through rehab 6 times just to be able to clear himself. I mean, I feel bad. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of sympathy in me actually it makes me want to feel bad for the dude. But you got to do what's best for you. But at the same time as well, too, as long as you're trying every single day. And the minute you know you're gonna go back to the way you were before, you gotta snap out of it, man. You gotta do better. Gotta do better.
Partying in strip clubs and nightclubs all throughout LA.
Biden,
and after a week-long
Biden,
crack
Biden.
Hunter decided, I'm gonna go just drive to the rehab myself in Arizona. While in the midst of a crack
Democrats.
So he rents a car at Hertz and takes off on a 7-hour trip in the middle of the night to go head to rehab. So he's driving down Interstate 10, listening to tunes, smoking some crack, and then all of a sudden lost control of his car. Jumped the median, skipped to the stop on the shoulder on the westbound side. His car was totaled. So Hunter called Hertz, who collected the damaged car and gave him a second rental. And he told him that there was a barn.
I'm so fat. Brendan, you're not fat. It's the shirt. Look at Nate. His true classic is tight around the chest and shoulders and arms, and then it tapers off towards the bottom.
Nate also has 6-pack abs.
The point is, the shirt doesn't highlight your best attributes.
Barn owl that flew overhead when I was driving, and I just had to swerve the car because I didn't want to hit the owl.
Oh, the barn owl. See, he's a good guy. No, good guy. Because if you think about it, he's saving lives out here. The owl, W. Hunter. One for Biden.
Hertz takes the car back, they give him a new one, he's on his merry way. And that night, Hunter arrived at the rehab in Prescott and dropped off the car at the Hertz Rent-A-Car Center. So when Hertz took back the car, they're cleaning the car, they're seeing if he left anything inside.
Wonder if they found some coke.
And what did they find? Well, Hertz ended up calling the police.
You know why it's so easy for him to do all this shit? Because he's in a position of power. Daddy will always clean it up. And you'll never have to face consequences for your actions when you're in a position of power.
That's
it is
a fact.
what it is. Stop believing these people. And if you go and vote in the next...
He's speaking nothing but facts. I fully agree. I fully agree. One that is privileged, we have to understand, woke family. One that is privileged generally tends to neglect how they've been in a position of power and how they've been privileged. At first, in the beginning of the video, I did Sneako mention that it was white privilege. I disagreed, but I think it's because I saw from the point of probably the family had wealth, and I'm not saying that they didn't have wealth, but his father has been into politics for multiple years, multiple decades. But at the same time as well, too, based off of everything that they're explaining, if everything is true in this, which I don't see why they would make a fake video, then it is privilege, 100%. And you feel like you're not going to be able to have to face any consequences until it hits you one day, and then you do have to face a consequence. So when you do actually have to face a consequence, you're going to value it and not do those same mistakes that you were doing before, or making those same mistakes. But let's continue.
Selection, you're a bot.
Because of what they found. They found a bag of crack.
I haven't seen this video. It's just really like predictable, bro. But maybe the next time he'll go to rehab. I think Hunter is going to really like change his life the 7th time.
A meth pipe. Secret Service business cards.
See what I'm saying, man? This guy is well connected. Secret Service, vice president's son. Are you kidding me, bro?
Hunter's credit cards, Hunter's driver's license, and his dead brother Joseph's attorney general badge.
Halfway. His dead brother's special attorney general badge. And you believe in the government? You trust the government? Secret Service card, attorney general badge, vice president's son. Is he gonna go to jail? Is he gonna face consequences for his actions? Guess. No, but the government is like, you need all parts of the car to trust the government, because if not, every part is involved, and we need a vote, and we need to get progressives in so that we can vote. And fucking...
But Hunter...
You're really dumb to me, bro. Like, I don't see how you could watch something like this and still have faith in the government. Genuinely. Do you think that they have your... Why is this guy not rotting in prison? Why? Give me one reason why he's not in jail.
Hunter was not around. The police had no idea where he was at. So within the hour, the police ended up calling the FBI to get involved. And while they're requesting the warrants on the phone, the police get a call from a Secret Service agent. And he informs them that Hunter is safe and secure and there's no need to worry about him. Even though it was a Biden family member, the district attorney was still going to bring a case against Hunter. So they're building the case, but then last minute they decide to drop it. The reason why they decided to drop the case was citing a lack of evidence. There wasn't any fingerprints on the pipe, even though it was confirmed that there was crack cocaine residue all over the pipe.
There's no fingerprints on it, and he was only rehabbed 7 times. I think the last time he went to rehab, he rehabilitated his life. He was on a path of righteous behavior. He changed at 53. There's no way he was smoking that crack.
And once again, Hunter is on his merry way. So just 1 week after the Hertz Rent-A-Car accident, he's in rehab, and his dead brother's widow, Haley, flew out to go see Hunter. And during their stay, they got extremely close, and they decided that they were going to be a couple, but keep their relationship a secret, hiding from Hunter's wife and the press. But soon the press found out, and Hunter's wife.
This is a tough pill to swallow. I mean, if this is true, it's very, very unfortunate. Like, this is my thing, especially as the woman, right? You're disrespecting your late husband. I don't know how you think that that's okay for you to do, you know? If this is true, If this is true, I don't know how you think that that's okay for you to do. Now, I'm also going to say this. In regards to the Hertz rent-a-car calling the police and then involving the FBI and somewhat of that nature, right? If it's actually true that, they dropped the cases because there was lack of evidence, if somebody returns a car to you and you see meth pots or meth pipes and cocaine and all those extra stuff in there, you're not going to take legal action? That's crazy. That's privilege. Because if it were to be any other person of any other race, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's be real.
Beau Biden's widow having an affair with married brother.
You could watch this and still vote.
So I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I made $49,000 in the last 30 days copying and pasting.
Vote. You could watch this and still.
And that's facts. Because a lot of people are not woke. And this is why I say, like, for those who are woke or for those who want to become woke, they're going to become woke. And if you don't want to become woke, you're not going to become woke. There's nothing I can say to you. You understand? So listen, this is going to be the end of this live stream video. If you like this video, make sure you go spam that like button, leave comments, share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel at WokeEbucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification button to get all of the videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below, and some social media links, so make sure you go give those a check. Without further ado, this is going to be the end of this video. This is WokeEbucks, and I'm out, man.